Hey Pisces, welcome to your look at 2022 using the tarot. So we are going to take this month by month and see what's coming up. I'm going to bring some oracle into this reading. I'm going to clear up these tarot with more and we'll look at the spread together. But let's go to January first. So we are opening the year with the King of Pentacles in reverse. Now, don't be too scared. I do see a really good couple of abundance and money cards coming through in the later half of 2022 for you. However, January may start off rocky with a more rocky foundation finances wise. Now, this might just be you not being fully resourced if you are a business owner and you don't have the staff, you don't have everything set yet. There's a shakier start financially to the beginning of the year. You may be waiting for some investments to still mature at this point. If nothing to do with finances, when this guy reverses, this can be a little bit corrupt or bad, shady business dealings, a little unfaithful. It's just not very trustworthy. And it's not really in a malicious way. It seems like you maybe are becoming more aware of like, are they treating me well in business? And maybe they don't mean to be like, I'm not suggesting anyone is going to be stealing from you or anything, Pisces, but just that you might be kind of second guessing who you put your money with and all of those kinds of things. Perhaps you're getting more aware of just the theme of corruption and shady business dealings in the collective. This might not even be part of your life, but in January you might find yourself reading a book about that or seeing it on the TV or just hearing about it in conversation like, oh yeah, geez, that's very corrupt. You might be starting to think like that. This does look like eventually in the later part of the year, which we'll get to the Ten of Pentacles and the Empress, this does look like it all turns its way around. So we'll put a pin in this and come back to it. For February, you are making a tough decision this month, Pisces, it looks like. It perhaps is involving somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while, or there may have been some physical or kind of differences of opinions. So there could have been physical distance or just a real distance between coming together and making a decision, basically. Looking at March quickly, I have another 2 card, the Two of Cups in reverse. At the moment, this could be linked, these decision cards. So between February and March, some of you may be making a decision around an important relationship that isn't really satisfying you come March. And perhaps for some, the way up phase around this might even begin in February. And the Two of Swords is just saying that the idea for February might just be to really consider all options, try and reach a balance with somebody rather than it just being one-sided. The Two of Swords ultimately is striving for a balanced and fair outcome in the situation that they just can't figure out how to see it there yet. So take your time in February. In March, it's the Two of Cups in reverse. So you become aware of a relationship, a friendship, a business partnership, a romance that's just not cutting it at the moment. It's just not serving you the full fulfillment that you're looking for. So we'll have to keep an eye out for how this goes, because as I can see in April, there is a real revisiting of a relationship or something that was, you feel like, oh, that never got a chance. The Eight of Cups is a really nice card to see in reverse. It's a card of happiness and coming back around after a long, hard period of soul searching and reflection about what it is that you truly want and what makes you happy. So there may be a premature walking away from in March after a series of decision making in February that was difficult to come to terms with. Perhaps this relationship isn't for me, perhaps I'm walking away from it, I'm severing the business partnership, that old friend, I just won't be calling them again. And then by April, for some of you, there will be a revisiting period and coming back around and saying, no, you know what, I overlooked something. But overall, it does look like in March that you're just not really satisfied fully with all the relationships in your life. This might just look like a month for making space for a new relationship that's more aligned. And sometimes how we do that and make the space, we have to clear it first. So there may be some relationships that have been hanging on by a thread that don't need to come with you into the new year. But for some, I really see between March and April, some people will be rekindling with relationships, and between March and April it's like getting back in touch, revisiting, going back over and seeing what was missed and seeing what can still be possible here. So then we've got April. Okay, so I mean May rather, the Queen of Swords for May. So all of this is cleared up by May. So if there was a link in like relationships or murky finances, or even if finances and relationships are mixed at the moment and there's a reversal or a block on that in the first quarter of January or of 2020, by May, you can see everything quite clearly now. And all of those things that happened in the first part of the year were all just lessons, like the good and the bad. The Queen of Swords is here with the truth to tell you, like, okay, Pisces, that sucked, that was awesome, but good and bad, everything is lessons. And now you're seeing things clearly. Yeah, the sign Libra might be important to you in that month. So far I am seeing the signs Libra, Taurus. I'm also seeing Cancer and Pisces right now. So they might be some people that you find yourself linking up a little bit more with in 2020 or being more important. But you might be dealing with the Libra come May, or else you're hearing some very valuable information come May. Now, I don't see the full fruition of this really valuable information come to pass until like October. For some of you, something you hear in May and get approval on, gain understanding on, get the like go ahead, the box is ticked for you, that really ripens for a lot of you and matures by the month of October. But we're getting ahead right now. But it's a month of clarity, a month of new perspective. We'll clear it up and go a little deeper. So then I've got the Six of Wands for the month of June. Great. So we're closing off the first half of the year with a tone of success, a tone of victory, a tone of like, I got what I wanted. Yeah, screw you haters. I'm going to keep going on my hustle. You're feeling super motivated with whatever it is you're working on by the first half, as the ending of the first half of the year kind of comes around in June. So yeah, you're feeling good. You're feeling motivated. Your hustle is on point. And not only that, like you're getting seen, you're getting noticed. This could be a month where like, if you like are trying to gain more of a following, that will happen for you. This is like a month of all eyes on you. Okay, so maybe you're going on vacation, you're snapping some photos, you're getting some good feedback, and some sort of, it seems like the validation is a little more external, but you've already done your soul searching and figuring out what it is that you want in, the month of April. Okay, so this kind of plunge into our feelings, of course, takes place in March, going into April, around Pisces season. So, okay, so you're reassessing what it is. Who do I need to make amends with? The zodiacal year is ending. I'm not carrying any karma into 2022 in terms of, okay, well, I guess Aries season is the start of the zodiacal year, right? But you don't want to carry any emotional karma. No, get off that wheel. You're not carrying that into 2022 or Aries season, the first year of the zodiacal year. So you're like, let me do all that work in like March, April. Let me get all that emotional thing figured out. And then you're just feeling lighter, clearer, more passionate. This is air and fire. So we've gone away from the kind of watery start of the year, which is very much in our feelings and mulling over relationships. And now we're feeling like, sociable. We're feeling outgoing and confident. Okay, that's a great end to June. Let's go to July. Three of Swords. Ouch. Okay, so this is a year where oh no, it does not look like that, Pisces. This is a month where there might be some tears shed. You might be feeling a little bit down about something has come up and it's upset you. You've maybe felt a sense of betrayal in an area of your life. Remember, these are just 4-week snippets, so it's just going to be perhaps like a day or two of this. The Three of Swords is something that is revealed in an uglier way, and that looks like it's happening around the month of July. We'll clear it up. The month of August is when we get to the Ten of Pentacles. So this is when this really turns around from January's finances or resources or stability, commitment, security, whatever it is. Something has really paid off by August. So if there were money concerns or those other concerns I just listed, I may be repeating myself, then it looks like they're cleared up by August. It looks like things are really good. Some of you will have, succeeded in business. Some of you will have completed a huge project, brought something real into the world, finished your book, finished your thesis, graduated. Some of you will have had a business partnership with family members and a really nice return by then. In September, you need a rest. So it strikes me like if this is business linked, then from like June, July, August to September is when the crunch happens. Like, okay, this is when you're starting to get the ball rolling and like you're on a real upward trend in terms of work and career and business. You may take a lull in July. July can be a slower industry month sometimes for certain industries. I know the industry I work in, hospitality, July is one of the slowest months of the year. It might just look like that, just a dip. And then, by August, you're very well resourced, you're very accomplished. So there was a small lesson to be learned in the interim between these more successful cards. That's great. Everything is a blessing, right? The Four of Swords. Okay, so you need a rest by September. It might be a good time to schedule some downtime, especially if you've had like a very busy or hectic time of completion and harvest. It just might mean that, you're ready to take some R&R come September. This is always advisable when I see this card to avoid burnout up until this point, or like beware of burning the candles at both ends. Let's not even wait until we get to September, you guys. Why don't we check in August and see what's needed, see what our body needs, our body and our mind, and fill up your cup again, because we don't want to be burnt out and not able to enjoy the success of this come September. Also, Pisces, your sun is in Pisces. Sun in Virgo around this time in September. It's, when the sun conjoins our sun on our birthday, we feel like more alive, let's say. Doesn't always have to be perceived as a great day or a terrible day, but we certainly feel alive. But when it's opposite your sun, it's a push-pull, like a tug of war from those two, the sun, your natal sun, and the transiting sun. So we can really feel run down in September when the sun is opposite our sun in Pisces, okay? So I'm speaking as a Pisces. I get always like a head cold or something in September when the sun is opposite the sun, or I'm really fatigued or run down or tired. So look out for that. Okay, so come October. October is our first major arcana card. We only got two so far, the Hanged Man and the Empress. Looking like the bulk of Pisces, your soul growth is underway towards the end of 2022, actually. That's not to say that you won't be growing and evolving through that, but there's been a lot of lessons learned already. I feel like in 2021 that most of you will be like, if 2022 chills out a little more and I'm not like feeling my evolution so strongly, I welcome it. Okay, so that might be good. There's been a lot to think about in September, let's say, and some of you have to come to terms with conversation or a decision or the flavor of the Queen of Swords that came in May. For some of you, I sense this is linked, but basically what you'd been contemplating in May reaches a bigger turning point, breakthrough, and greater understanding, like soul growth understanding. So you say, okay, now I understand what was happening in May, and now I understand why I needed that time to think and that time out. It all makes sense to you. Then come October, there's a new perspective. So you see the world in a new way, you see an issue in a new way that you never saw before. You didn't have access to that enlightened way of seeing this issue, this situation, the world, whatever it may be. And and now you have it. So now you make your decisions based on your newfound knowledge, and you can do what you need to do. You've got this sense of power then come November, because you're like, I didn't see this before, now I do. This changes everything. This creates a lot more opportunity. So it looks like, for the most part, that I'm seeing so far, in terms of work, career, popularity, networking, all of those things, and anything like entrepreneurial, or even just like if you're the manager of a team at work or something like that. The months that stand out to me so far for that are June and November. So they look like they're good months in terms of recognition, in terms of new opportunity. A new alliance has been formed that are potent and full of promise. Okay, so the ending of the year, December, is beautiful. Empress, at its most basic archetypal meaning for me, the creation of another life. This could be, you know, you entering motherhood or fatherhood by the end of the year, or giving it more consideration, or those themes are beginning to come up, or they're pretty present in your life at this point. If not, it's just a huge period of gratitude, creation of other types of things, you know, listening to some past life regression material and transcripts of people's past life regression under hypnosis. I have been hearing, you know, when we're listening to the spirit talk, I've been hearing a lot of like, I wish I just came here and created. I wish I just had used my experience in earth to create, to make art, to fall in love, all of those things. That's Empress energy for me. You might be really feeling a sense of purpose, why you're here, what you're doing is really strong by the end of 2022. You feel humbled, you feel wow, you're in awe, really. You can't believe it. Ever since October, November and December here, Pisces, like, you actually are tripping. You're like, this is so eye-opening, groundbreaking. I feel so alive. I feel so empowered. And I love the end of 2022 so far for you, Pisces. What I want to do now is, before we look at this spread together, I pulled an oracle earlier, and it's called Turquoise Lotus Mother, number 42. This might have been a number that showed itself to you throughout the year 2021. You might have seen the series of 4s or 2s or 42. So I'm going to read you from the Oracle guide here, and this is going to be a message for 2021. What was that all about? What was the learning, the experience? What are you taking away from 2021? And in the next pull, when we look at these cards together, I will pull an Oracle for 2022, what lies ahead. So for 2021 though, what was that all about? Turquoise Lotus Mother brings precious healing to you now. Allow yourself to be lifted out of your struggle, beloved one. An old pattern is finally in its death throes, something that weighed heavily on you from your past. This can be one of the most testing times to allow something to go. Just when it seems to be so demanding of your time, focus and attention, yet do not doubt that you have actually learned the lessons it required of you, and now you are being blessed with an opportunity to receive karmic healing. There are some lessons in our process of spiritual growth that cut right to the core of our being, that challenge us so deeply that even as we learn the lessons and practice the wisdom, we can still struggle to outgrow the grip of their pattern. No matter how hard we try, we might not feel like we are ever going to completely release the challenge, and no matter how we grow, there is still a thread of the past that clings on. We need a spiritual rescue remedy if we are ever to be free of the clutches of this persistent pain. Okay, so this, maybe you have perceived 2021 to have been a more difficult or testing year, Pisces. Listen to your guidance now. Notice if you feel inspired to visit a healer. Listen repeatedly to particular healing music, go to a class or meditate at home at a particular time or just more often. These are attempts by the Divine Mother to reach you through available channels. So I guess this healing, this karmic healing can become underway. I noticed in 2020, around January of 2020, I felt very called to meditate every day. It was actually a gift from a friend of mine. One of my divine sisters had sent me a book, and it was a very detailed journal, and it was a prompt for, starting to journal or starting to meditate, do yoga. Did you do this every day? So I was like, I'm going to do this every day. So I meditated every day from like January 2020. And then when different things started to happen throughout the year of 2020 that were quite challenging or hard to see the truth of, it became very obvious to me why I had begun my meditation practice at this point, so I could see things and I could receive messages through available channels. So if you are being called to meditate even more or get involved with the tarot, I really suggest going for it. There's a reason. That's your intuition speaking to you. All right, Pisces, let's look at these cards together and pull more and clear them up. Okay, Pisces, let's clear up some of these cards. We're not going to do all of them, but thank you for sticking with me so far. This has been great. Well, I think we should clear up the King of Pentacles in reverse. We don't want to scare anybody by, imagining that we're starting the year to horrible finances. That doesn't have to be what the King of Pentacles means here. The Seven of Swords. Yeah, so for some, this is really an issue of seeing the corruption that exists in the world. Perhaps, you were full of the holiday spirit or some cheer this year at the end of 2021, and entering the bleak new year, we can sometimes feel that way, especially if you live somewhere and it's really cold. And then still very dark, perhaps. You're like just looking at like the world a little more bleakly or a little more mistrustfully. So this definitely doesn't have to be you entering 2022 less than satisfied with what you've got financially. However, it certainly could. But the Seven of Swords adds some nuance here and kind of tells me that it's also a dissatisfaction at just what you perceive, what you're able to see, and what you're able to see, you're like, ew, that's pretty ugly actually. Pisces, you, depending on other placements of course, but you aren't always known to be this kind of sign that is ambitious in terms of like the corporate ladder, climbing that, not, with this ambition comes this desire or even need to exploit others, and it's just not really you, or you don't feel that way inclined. That is not to say that you don't have extremely deep, real and sincere dreams. You certainly do, but they don't always align with what we can perceive as being like stab you in the back to get ahead kind of energy with these cards. Stab you in the back to earn more money. It's a little greedy, isn't it, here? And you might just be like, gross, I'm seeing so much greed, corruption, and just lack of good faith between people. Okay, so you're a little disenchanted to say the least at the start of the year, the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Okay, come February, there are more tough decisions to make. Okay, so bear the Two of Swords in mind. We don't need to clear that up. I don't think. We just need to bear in mind that like there's two sides to every story at least. Get a balanced outlook in the month of February. So we'll go to the month of March, and we'll clear up March and April together with the card. What is the overarching takeaway then from this more emotional time of 2022? You're in your feelings. It could be an issue that's linked. Exactly. I've got Pisces card at the bottom of the deck. So remember I told you at the start, Pisces, this is when we're going deep into our feelings in Pisces season. We are about to transcend spiritually as we close out the zodiacal year in Pisces. We're about to send all of that baggage into the universe again. Pisces, you are the vessel for this to happen. So you heal all the trauma of the signs that's come before. Even just by holding it, you don't have to do much with it. You regurgitate it back, and spirit can attend to that, but you have to process that and understand how the human experienced it, so that spirit can then understand how the human existed it. And it's all about, newsflash, Pisces, this, it's all love, isn't it? It's just forgiveness, compassion, unconditional love. That's what the real reality is here, right? That's exactly what each and every one of us are learning here. And sometimes this is pretty painful. So I couldn't make this up, Pisces. I'm delighted. Your card just to come out here as well, the Knight of Cups in reverse. Spirit's coming through strong here, Pisces. This is all about you. This is all about what you need to do between March and April. It's not going to be easy. Wow, we've got the King of Pentacles reversed here too. Interesting in this deck. And the Ten of Swords in reverse. What you've got to do isn't easy. Pisces, let's not lie. You've got the most magical job of the zodiac. You've got the most you've got it all to do. Like, I mean, nobody should sleep on Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. Are you kidding me? This is the sign now where it all happens. You make the magic happen. You help humanity to evolve, to ascend, to forgive themselves, all of these things, to move towards love, and move out of the fear of the Moon card energy. The Moon card energy gets us all, right? It's the uncertainty, it's the fear, it's fear. And the opposite of love of fear is love. And that's where Pisces in its Neptunian state is asking us to move collectively. Pisces, you are the sign associated with the subconscious. So Pisces, the Moon card is all about the subconscious. So what is going to unify us? You need to start thinking like that, Pisces. And around this time, Pisces, you've got a mission, okay? You need to think about what's going to unify, because the world is deeply divided, and you see this, you feel this, you understand this, and you know that unity has to happen soon for us to, to ascend higher, to reach new possibilities for dimensional frequency, all of these things, okay? So it's all about love, and this is Piscean energy in its best and in its shadow, okay? So watch out for themes of escapism, watch out for escaping reality, the harsh reality that you're faced with. Watch out for those lower forms of Pisces expression, okay? Be present with your feelings, be present as a vessel to help others. You're a sign of servitude. Virgo, your sister sign of servitude to the body, the physical, serving in the real world, purifying the physical body through health and hygiene. Pisces, you're concerned. Virgo is perfection. All you want is progress. That's okay, because you're concerned with the purification of the soul, okay? And we are reborn then in Aries season after our soul has been purified through Pisces, and we're going to go and take on a whole new wheel of karma. Let's go again. The baby in Aries is ready for a new life. So let's see, we die in Pisces season, we are reborn in Aries season. So you're letting go. There's a lot of feelings that are coming up for you as a Pisces in Pisces season. The good news about Pisces season 2022, it has been a minute, Pisces, since we've enjoyed a March without a Mercury retrograde, okay? Mercury with Neptune and Pisces, oh my God, it's been just a shit show. You can, as you probably remembered, March 2020, 2020, 2021. Now 2020, a lot more clear. So we're clear in April. We have a great understanding on something. Let's look at this kind of, what I'm seeing is like workflow vibe here from June, July, August. Let me look at June. What are you going to be kind of been feeling the rewards of the Six of Wands, my bad. What's that going to look like for you in June, Pisces? You're coming out of this emotional tending to and healing and purification, and it just looks like a bit more fun, more vibrant, more life from then on. More in the real world. You've got those feet planted firmly on the ground. Beautiful energy to come through with the Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, and Strength card at the bottom of the deck, and the Lovers and Temperance. I love this. So meanwhile, we don't have a real show of major arcana yet. They're peeping out. I really do sense like the soul growth comes at the final quarter of 2022. October, November and December. But for now, the summertime, at least the Northern Hemisphere, the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands, or that period around June, seems like there's a lot of celebration going on. Promotion, progression in work, progression at the company, things going really well, a lot of validation here from the external. Yeah, it looks great. It looks like celebrating, could be engagements, could be celebrating opening a business, could be a huge celebration. You want to pop some champagne here and get people around, and like you want to blow yourself up, not blow yourself up like detonate yourself, but like blow up your own spot where there's a lot of hype around you, let's say. body wise, body image wise, appearance wise, beautiful. I'm focusing on appearance and external validation because it is the nature of the fire, right? It is that energy of like needing your expression, your creative self-expression to be seen, to be validated, and to be appreciated and honored and celebrated. Hello, we get to embody all parts of being a human. It's so awesome, right? So the Three of Swords, you are upset about something in August. That's just how, or you're upset about something rather in July. What is it? The King of Wands in reverse. So let's think about Leo season being more of a challenging month for you, okay? The astrology of July and August is rather intense for the collective, particularly August of this year. So we'll get into another detailed look at 2022 and the month ahead astrology as we go throughout 2022 itself. But for just a glimpse here, Pisces, this is the King of Wands in reverse. I've also got the Fool card in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So this is telling me that the upset comes around about something that was rushed. We get the energy of making a hasty choice. And it doesn't have to be making the choice in July, but it could have been early in the year. It could have even been in 2021. A decision had been made in haste, and the effects or repercussions are coming around about the hasty decision that was made. So, you know, you might have an insight about what this has been. Maybe the decision hasn't even been made yet. So a month to take precautions on weighing up your decisions. I personally would think would be in February here with the Two of Swords. There's time for pause and reflection and weighing up and hearing all sides of the story, even things that threaten your ego, that you don't agree with. It's important to listen because it might just Two of Swords to the Three of Swords. We've got Two of Swords, Three of Swords, and Four of Swords. Libra energy, very strong. If you talk to a Libra, their opinion might just be what you need to hear. Think about people with Libra placements. Think about people that embody judges, diplomats, people that are diplomatic, people that serve as a bridge between issues, mediators, counselors, third party people that are brought in to offer advice. These are the kind of people that come through in February that you might need to listen to. I just want to know how to mitigate, but in the end, I don't want to mitigate anything from this reading. All of this might be experienced, and why the hell not? Of course, we're going to have months, periods where we cry. Great, that's awesome. Time to heal. Get yourself to some salt water if possible. Just if there's been a lot of salt water shed, maybe just have a salt water bath, or if you can get to the sea, the ocean, or something like that. That could be a very healing for you in July. If you're dealing with a Leo around their birthday month in July, they are potentially not happy with things. Maybe it's not even you that's crying. It could be a Leo in your life. All right, let's keep going then, Pisces. So we've got good success happening between September or August and September. So good success and even the need for a rest after this success. So let's pull one card to clear up. Okay, wonderful. Venus in Virgo, the Nine of Pentacles here. So like I said, around Virgo season, around August, September, it's going to be a real time of taking stock. I love that we have the 9 and 10 of Pentacles, Pisces. A great period for money concerns as far as I can see now, because you may be even working like 2 jobs. You may have like multiple streams of income, and it's not even really you're not even really ever checking on your account balances, because like you've got something coming in from this avenue, from that avenue has come to fruition. So that's really great. You can definitely afford to financially take a break. It seems like you might have a lot of work on that you can't afford to professionally take a break, but you can certainly you have some money set aside or something like that, or you're just well enough resourced to take a nice spa break. Maybe you have been looking to do like some sort of spiritual retreat, even that could be super beneficial. Definitely seeing this now. Yeah, the Hanged Man and the Four of Swords. If you can take a spiritual retreat in September, October of 2022, it looks like you would have some enormous breakthroughs and reach new kind of whole new sort of period of enlightenment. So we're almost finished, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me on this. Let's have a look now. Eureka moment happening between October and November. It's like, bam, I see it all. What is Pisces learning, discovering, feeling like opportunity around by October, November of 2022? So I'm clearing up the Hanged Man, and let's look at the Ace of Wands too. Wow, Wheel of Fortune. I mean, I knew it was going to be opportune, but I didn't know it was going to be the most opportune. So you, Pisces, okay, so let's think about this. This is Jupiter, and this is associated with Jupiter. Jupiter will be in Pisces for most of 2022. Love it, love it. Jupiter is at home in Pisces in its domicile, ruling the waters just so powerfully. King of the ocean here we've got. So, okay, what have we got here? Jupiter will be back in Pisces come October. So October is when all these opportunities that started to show themselves by May, June, there might have been a dip in them or a culmination phase, and or you took your eye off them for a while. It's all back in motion come October. The wheels are turning October, November. New opportunities coming up, new people to say yes to, new people that want to know you, that are even headhunting you, that want to know all about you, Pisces, that need you to come on board, that you've got what they want. But also like this is this breakthrough. You're like, holy shit, oh my God, I can't believe what the world is. Like, this is insane new perspective. Jupiter expands everything it touches. So to expand your perception like this, it's like there's no telling you what you are going to see the world like, okay? Especially if you're a Virgo or Pisces rising, you're having some eclipses in your 3rd and 9th house. As a Libra rising, I experienced those in 2020 through to 2021, and let's just say it was absolutely insane how my perception of how I understood the world changed. Okay, so Pisces or Virgo rising, you can expect something similar in terms of like whole new worldview and perspective in 18 months time from this reading. All right, finally, let's clear up this Empress card, ending the year on a very positive note as far as I can see so far. So looking forward to seeing what that beautiful gift that comes through for you at the end of 2022 materializes. Please let me know if you check back with this next year. Let me know how this reflected in your current year. Did it match up with 2022? I'm going to leave the link of the 2021 version I did of this at the bottom of the deck, at the bottom of the deck, in the description box in the reading. Funny. But what I was thinking was, when I picked this deck up, this was at the bottom of the deck, and now it's at the top of the deck, so I was just like thinking about saying that. So the 10 of Cups, even in reverse, this is beautiful, especially with the Empress. Great. It's Mars in Pisces. It's your energy coming through of fulfillment, Pisces. If you're thinking about family or children or anything like that, this looks like it's inviting you to at least consider or see what's possible there, or have feelings of expansion there. Also the 10 of Cups is just a very creative card, very artistic, very abundant, radiating happiness, even in its reversal. In its reversal, however, there's excess here with the Empress too, is very indulgent. So I mean, it could be just a very indulgent holiday period of 2022. You might have been making up for, unfortunately, if you found yourself this holiday period estranged from family members or isolated or feeling more lonely. It certainly doesn't look like that's a similar ending to 2022 as far as I can see. It looks really blessed and beautiful, so I can't wait to hear how that manifests for you guys. Let's clear up this reading. Let's ground ourselves in the present now. We'll take a deep breath together. We will think about our highest hopes for 2022 while grounding in the present. So we're here in the here and now, but let's take a deep breath and see if we can invite any kind of guidance down for what is possible in 2022. What are we stepping into? Let's have a look. Thank you for joining me again, Pisces. The Shining Lotus, number 26. Let's see what 2022 has in store for us in terms of looking at it from our highest self or an angel or a guide. That's what I think about when I read these oracles. So Shining Lotus, there are times when it makes sense to be discreet until you find your inner strength so that you may feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering in the face of challenge by another. At other times, we benefit ourselves by taking a risk and allowing the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. I think this really begins for you, Pisces, in the month of May, June of 2022. That's when you have come to terms with a great deal of emotional baggage, emotional breakthroughs, spiritual breakthrough, spiritual awakening. I had my spiritual awakening during a March period for sure. It was definitely a Pisces season. Oh, the next question is, have you been hiding in the spiritual closet, beloved? That's what I'm talking about. It looks like a spiritual awakening is primed for a lot of you in 2022. Sometimes it makes sense to avoid sharing your thoughts and feelings about spiritual beliefs and other personal matters until they are clearer in your own mind. However, there are also times when hiding your deepest truths away from the world will no longer protect you, but I'll also actually hold you back from living in your divine destiny. This is all of this carry on. You really come into your destiny, I think, in the end of 2022. So coming into and living in your divine destiny, shining the lotus light of your own soul and walking your path in the world. This doesn't mean that you have to make a grand announcement unless that's what you want, but it does suggest that there is something that you could share with another and be more open about, and just more open in your life generally. It might be to talk with a loved one about some significant feelings you have kept to yourself. Or beginning to be open about your beliefs and your abilities. Once you've put that energy out into the world, you magnetically attract like-minded souls into your life. You and others can benefit greatly from staying true to your heart and at the same time being open to the fact that they will have their own truths that may differ to yours. And that is just the way it is. You don't have to convince others or be convinced of anything yourself. All you need to do is listen to your own heart. Hello, spiritual awakening. It's been one of the more difficult and challenging parts of my own personal spiritual awakening. And it's been something a shadow part of myself that I've really needed to integrate in 2021, that my beliefs are going to be different to others. And I certainly can't change anyone's minds, that we're all on a very unique spiritual path. And we are going to understand things and see things from our own unique perspectives for a very significant reason. And so anyone with a differing point of view, that's because of where we're all at in our spiritual paths. It's beautiful, as frustrating as it may be. Pisces, thank you so much for listening. This was a pleasure to read for you for 2022, and I wish you all the best for next year.